Hello everybody. Today's video is a little bit of a rant, but it is something that I'd like to talk about because I see it online all the time. Ash red spread is not barless mealy. So before we talk about that, it might be helpful to kind of define what all these different words mean. So mealy is a name that racing pigeon fanciers often use for an ash red bar pigeon. Barless is a pattern allele which you've seen a few times on my channel. I do breed barless pigeons. And spread is a gene that's not uncommon in racing pigeons. Usually you see it in a black pigeon. It's what causes a blue pigeon to appear black. I have made a video on spread in the past, but just as a bit of a recap, what spread does is it takes the colour of the tail bar and spreads it over the remainder of the pigeon. Blue pigeons have a black tail bar, and when combined with spread, that produces black. And brown pigeons have a brown tail bar, and when combined with spread, you get a solid brown. The confusion only comes with ash red pigeons because they have an ash coloured tail bar, which is the same colour as the rest of their tail, so it's hard to see. But what spread is not is a pattern. So you're probably already aware of the patterns. We have most commonly our blue bar, we also have checkers, we have dark checkers, and we do have barless. But spread is not part of the pattern series. I've probably already given it away a little bit, but when it takes the tail colour and spreads it over the rest of the pigeon, it's almost like putting a coat on which covers over the true underlying pattern. And covering over the pattern doesn't mean that it's gone. It's like I'm wearing a green shirt at the moment. If I put a black jumper on, I'm still wearing my green shirt. You can't see it, but it's still there. It's the same as this. This is a bar pattern pigeon, but he also has the spread gene. So although his bars aren't immediately apparent when you look at him, they are there. They're just hidden by the spread gene. But why is this important? Why are we even worrying about it? I think the simplest reason is that by keeping an accurate note of the colours in your pedigrees, it's the easiest and cheapest way to tell if there's been any infidelity in the breeding loft. And I know a lot of people don't believe it, but if you're breeding in an open loft, different cockbirds will jump on hens they're not mated up with, and they will fertilise the eggs, and your good breeding pairs will end up raising young that aren't theirs. And if you aren't keeping track of the colours, you might not know that, you might not notice. So what does that mean for ash red spread? Well, there's two things. Ash red spreads can breed blacks when they're paired with blues. And one of the common breeding rules is that you can't breed a black from a parent who's not a black, which isn't really accurate. You can't breed a black from a parent who wasn't a spread. This is a spread, it can breed blacks. So if you see a pedigree that says a mealy produced a black, that's probably wrong. Unless it's just been recorded wrong and it was actually an ash red spread. The other thing is that in most racing lofts, genuine barless doesn't exist. It's very, very rare. Most people don't have it. Which means that if you get one of these hoping to breed more barless, you're going to be very disappointed. This pigeon does not carry barless, he'll never produce barless, and you're wasting your time if you get one of these trying to produce barless out of it. Anyway guys, just a bit of a rant. I hope I've cleared a few things up. Ash red spread is not barless, and hopefully I see a bit less of it online on Facebook and in colour discussions in the future.